NASA will reveal on UAPs, also known as UFOs.
You might have heard stories about UFOs, but nothing could prepare us for what's coming next. Newly leaked government documents confirm a mysterious crash in Antarctica.
14 members of the crew witnessed this, including the radioman,
leaving experts and the public stunned. From the discovery of a massive octagonal structure in the Antarctic ice to the sighting of a UFO emerging from the depths of the ocean. Theories have swirled about what was found inside these leaked documents, and it's beyond belief. Let's get started. 1. Aliens base in Antarctica. Antarctica is no stranger to wild tales, but this one is out of this world, literally. The saga began in July 2018 when Linda Moulton Howe, a name synonymous with the unexplained, brought forward an intriguing tale from a retired Navy SEAL. Going by the codename Spartan the Wari, this former first lieutenant commander shared details of an unbelievable encounter from a mission back in August 2003. Spartan? I wasn't just any SEAL. He was part of a naval special operations team sent on a supposed reconnaissance mission to Antarctica's southeastern coast. What they discovered there sounds like something straight out of a science fiction blockbuster. Amidst the vast white wilderness, an enormous octagonal structure protruded about 18 feet above the ice, a sight you'd think could only exist in a graphic novel. As Spartan I and his team approached, the first thing that struck them was the enormity of the doors, towering at 18 to 30 feet. Yet they swung open with just a nudge of a finger. Imagine the surprise of stepping from the biting minus 40-degree cold into a balmy 68 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit inside the structure. And the interior? It was bathed in a mysterious lime green light with no discernible source. But perhaps the most astonishing aspect was the walls, adorned with hieroglyphics unlike any Spartan I had ever seen, or for that matter, anyone in his team. The enigmatic symbols seemed to whisper secrets of a long-forgotten past, perhaps even of origins not of this world. This begs the question, could these be the remnants of an advanced extraterrestrial civilization? And if so, what secrets are still hidden beneath the thick Antarctic ice? As you sit there, possibly scoffing at the possibility of such a discovery, think about the implications of finding an ancient, perhaps alien structure buried in ice. What could it mean for our understanding of history, Earth, and life itself? Or rather, the question should be, what else are the governments hiding about extraterrestrial beings? Check out this next find. 2. Pentagon declassifies leaked UFO videos. Back in 2004 and again in 2015, US Navy pilots caught something truly bewildering on their cameras. They weren't birds, they weren't planes, and they definitely weren't Superman. What they filmed were actual unidentified flying objects. Yes, UFOs. The Department of Defense even stepped in to clear the air, releasing 3 declassified videos that have set the public and the internet abuzz. Now, these aren't any old videos that you might stumble upon during a YouTube rabbit hole session. These clips captured mysterious objects whizzing through the sky at mind-boggling speeds, defying the laws of physics as we know them. Originally leaked in 2007 and 2017 and later spotlighted by the New York Times, these sightings occurred during routine training flights, leaving even seasoned Navy pilots scratching their heads in astonishment. In one of the videos, you can hear a pilot exclaim, "There's a whole fleet of them! My gosh, they're all going against the wind." Imagine that, a whole squadron of strange crafts cruising through the atmosphere, seemingly oblivious to earthly physics. The Pentagon's official stance? They released the footage to quash any doubts about its authenticity and confirm that there's nothing more hidden up their sleeves. Their message was clear. The videos are real, and they've shown us everything there is to see, leaving no room for whispers of cover-ups or further secrets. This transparency is part of a broader initiative that kicked off in April 2019 when the US Navy put a formal process in place for pilots to report these unidentified aerial phenomena. After all, these mysterious visitors aren't just a curiosity. They could be potential security risks. Every sighting is taken seriously and investigated thoroughly by both the Navy and Air Force. Even though the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, a Pentagon project digging into these phenomena, was shut down in 2012, the intrigue continues. Luis Elizondo, a former Pentagon official who resigned in protest when the program was axed, isn't shy about his views. In a 2017 interview, he hinted at compelling evidence that might suggest we're not alone in this universe. With government footage now in the public domain and official investigations ongoing, who knows what might zoom into view next? 3. Underwater UFOs. Think about this. The depths of the Gulf of Alaska dip a staggering 26,000 feet deep, a perfect hideaway for something truly out of this world. For over 40 years, there have been whispers and rumors about UFOs zipping in and out of these icy waters. Imagine high-tech crafts plunging into untraceable depths, all while dodging the keen eyes of the Navy. UFO enthusiast Johnny Enoch is pretty convinced that beneath the waves off Alaska's rugged coast lies a network of alien bases. Let's wind the clock back to 1945. The U.S. Delaroff, an Army transport vessel, was navigating near the Aleutian Islands when, out of nowhere, a massive UFO, spanning 150 to 200 feet in width, broke the surface. It wasn't just a fleeting glimpse. This thing circled the ship several times in eerie silence, much to the crew's dismay. The 14 men aboard, including the radio man, were quick to document the incident, though their report got slapped with a classified tag and tucked away from the public eye. Fast forward to today, and Enoch is still piecing together clues. He's scoured satellite imagery off the Californian coast and come across structures that seem anything but natural. We're talking symmetrical pillars with what could very well be a roof and an entrance, signs of an ancient advanced civilization lurking beneath. And it's not just historical records feeding these theories. Take a trip to Smitty's Cove, just 60 miles from Anchorage. Locals there, like Beverly Waltz, will tell you they've seen UFOs shooting up from the water, then disappearing into the sky. MUFON investigator Debbie Ziegelmeyer has even mapped out what she describes as underwater highways in the Southeast Triangle, adding more fuel to the alien theory fire. With less than 5% of our planet's oceans explored and trenches that dive thousands of feet deep, it's not too far-fetched to think that Alaska's vast and secluded waters might be more than just a cold, dark abyss. They could be a sanctuary for extraterrestrial visitors. As these mysterious sightings continue, one has to wonder, when will this truly end? And there's another case to consider: Arizona UFO sightings in 1997. 4. 1997. Phoenix, Arizona. UFO lights. On a cool evening in March 1997, something extraordinary lit up the skies of Phoenix, Arizona, leaving everyone who saw it scratching their heads in wonder. From 7:30 to 10:30 p.m., a mesmerizing display of lights danced across a vast stretch of the southwestern sky. This wasn't just any celestial spectacle. No, this was the Phoenix Lights, an event so strange it has had people talking for decades. Now, imagine glancing up to see a massive V-shaped formation of lights gliding silently overhead. Witnesses, and there were many, described seeing this colossal craft, so big it seemed to swallow the stars as it passed. The eerie lights cruised over a 300-mile corridor, from the borders of Nevada, through the heart of Phoenix, all the way to Tucson's outskirts. And just when you thought it had vanished, there they were again. Lights hovering mysteriously over the city like watchful eyes at night. This puzzling sky show came in 2 acts. First, there was the traveling V formation, a silent, smooth-moving marvel. Later, a cluster of lights took a stationary stance above Phoenix, lingering in the air long enough to be more than a fleeting mystery. These sightings weren't just by starry-eyed sky watchers. Even seasoned pilots and local officials saw the spectacle. Among them was Arizona's own governor at the time, Fife Symington, who described the lights as enormous and inexplicable. The U.S. Air Force stepped in with a possible explanation. Those stationary lights, just flares dropped by A-10 Warthog aircraft during a training exercise, they claimed. These flares, equipped with parachutes, could indeed hover and create a brilliant display. However, that didn't sit right with everyone. Critics argued that the V-shaped formation moved too seamlessly and silently to be anything mundane. Flares don't fly in formation after all. Despite various investigations, the true nature of those moving lights remains unsolved, fueling documentaries, books, and heated debates. Were they part of a secret military experiment, or perhaps visitors from another world? The Phoenix Lights stand as one of the most iconic UFO sightings in history, and just when you think you've heard it all, there are more skies filled with mysteries waiting to be unraveled. Who knows what you might discover next? 5. Green lights spotted in the sky near Spicewood. There's something irresistibly spooky about seeing mysterious lights in the sky, especially when they come with a touch of the extraterrestrial. That's exactly what happened on a quiet Thursday night in September 2022 over the skies of Brushy Creek. Talk about an evening walk turning into a close encounter of the curious kind. Emily White, visiting Austin from England since June, found herself right in the middle of what could easily pass for a scene from a sci-fi movie. Around 10 p.m., alongside her friend, Emily spotted a mesmerizing circle of yellow-green lights hovering silently above. She whipped out her phone faster than you can say, "ET phone home," and started recording this astonishing display. Emily described the experience as mesmerizing. She'd never seen anything quite like it before, and who could blame her? The lights hung there, silent and unmoving, like they owned the Texas sky. Now, Emily wasn't the only one who caught this eerie spectacle on camera. Over near Prayer Mountain in Spicewood, Michael Daniels managed to capture something even more bizarre. His footage showed two lights suddenly breaking away from the main formation, zipping off into the night, much to the shock of onlookers. This unexpected twist had Michael wondering if these might just be drones pulling off a late-night show. Back in England, Emily's story became the topic of the evening tea. She'd already phoned her mum, who found the whole thing amusing, yet remained a healthy skeptic about these American alien adventures. Curious to get to the bottom of this, KXAN reached out to the eggheads at the University of Texas at Austin the next day. But alas, no one was available to shed light on the aerial anomalies. Even more intriguing, neither the Austin Police Department nor the Travis County Sheriff's Office had received any calls about the lights. The origin of these mysterious lights, still up in the air. So, what do you think they were? Just a clever drone display? Or perhaps visitors from a galaxy far, far away? It's tales like this that keep the night sky interesting and our imaginations running wild. 6. 10 FT tall aliens spotted on a hilltop. Getting caught on camera in an unusual scenario is one thing, but having that scenario speculated as an alien visitation takes it to a whole new level. Such was the case when two towering humanoid figures were spotted on video at Ilha do Mel, just off the coast of southeast Brazil. These beings, who stood about 10 feet tall, were not just strolling, but seemingly exploring the rugged foothills of this serene island, where ordinary shrubbery looked more like patches of grass barely brushing their knees. The footage shows one of the creatures pausing to admire the view, while its companion lingers just a step behind. Both exhibited a human-like sway in their steps, their arms swinging as if adjusting to Earth's gravity. This peculiar sight quickly stirred a mix of intrigue and skepticism among viewers, especially considering their outlandish height and fluid movements. The hikers who managed to capture this remarkable scene claimed the figures moved down the hill at a pace that seemed too swift for mere mortals. As the video took to social media, comparisons flew wild, with some netizens recalling the elongated aliens of the Men in Black films. What's even more intriguing is that this sighting in Brazil wasn't isolated. Around the same time, there were whispers of similar towering figures making an appearance in a Miami mall. Talk about a global tour, right? The local buzz reached the ears of Paraná's state government, which has jurisdiction over Ilha do Mel. They took to social media to comment on these strange beings, their tone light yet cryptic enough to fuel further speculation. Were these giants simply unusual tourists, or had Ilha do Mel played host to visitors from another planet? The government's playful ambiguity left everyone guessing. While many were hooked by the mysterious allure of potential extraterrestrial visitors, some skeptics weren't buying it. They suggested that perhaps this was all just a clever play on perspective, a human-made illusion rather than proof of alien legs walking on Brazilian soil. Despite the debates over its authenticity, this video has undeniably placed Ilha do Mel among the notable locations rumored to attract otherworldly visitors. It seems the more we gaze up at the stars, the more we wonder who might be gazing back and perhaps even paying us a visit. Speaking of visits, it seems this next sighting wanted to linger a little longer, but the trucker was too quick to stick around. 7. Trucker shares footage of chilling sighting. Ever found yourself in a situation that makes you question reality? Well, a truck driver passing through Arizona might just convince you of the otherworldly. In the early hours of March 11th, 2023, around 2:30 a.m., William Church had a dash cam running while driving on SR 87 near mile marker 200. This stretch of road, nestled between Phoenix and Payson, is notorious not for its traffic, but for its chilling silence and history of tragic accidents. As Church navigated the desolate highway, his camera captured something downright spooky, an eerie, transparent figure standing by the roadside. What's more, this specter was so see-through that Church could spot the road lines right through its legs. Sitting next to him was Erica Lake, his passenger for the night. Both thought they were seeing things. A person, maybe? But as they neared, the figure's ghostly nature became undeniable. With a quick twitch of the wheel, Church swerved slightly, not taking any chances, and the duo sped off towards their next stop. Once safe, they replayed the footage, their eyes glued to the screen, trying to make sense of what they'd just seen. Was it a ghost? Or just the tricks of the mind when the clock strikes witching hour? The clip quickly caught the public's eye after Church shared his paranormal encounter online. Viewers from all corners jumped into the fray, tossing theories about the roadside ghost. Enter Professor Jared Hogel from the University of Arizona, a scholar steeped in the eerie and gothic. On March 14th, he chimed in with his take. Hogel acknowledged the spooky possibilities, but also floated some more down-to-earth explanations like reflections or optical illusions. He reminded everyone that these sorts of sightings aren't new. They tap into our deep-seated fascinations with folklore and the unexplained, challenging our sense of what's real and what's beyond. 8. Bizarre UFO-like cloud hovers over Turkey. No alien spaceships were landing into Bursa, Turkey, but the skies sure put on a cosmic show that might have had some double-checking their sci-fi references. Instead of extraterrestrial visitors, what people saw was a stunning display of lenticular clouds, a natural spectacle that often gets mistaken for UFOs due to their distinct saucer-like shape. This remarkable scene unfolded in Bursa, a city nestled at the foot of a mountain range, a geographical sweet spot for such atmospheric phenomena. A social media-savvy observer managed to capture these eerie clouds on video, showing them glowing in an enthralling orange hue at sunrise. The footage, taken from a moving vehicle, gave the clouds an otherworldly aura that could easily fool anyone into thinking we were not alone. The UK's Met Office explains that lenticular clouds are typically formed downwind of hills or mountains and are a visual indicator of mountain waves in the air. These waves occur when air flows over a mountain and creates standing waves downstream. Much like ripples on a river surface caused by a stone, these standing air waves can lead to the formation of lenticular clouds when moisture in the air condenses at high altitudes. Often mistaken for something out of a sci-fi movie, lenticular clouds have been responsible for many UFO sightings around the globe. Their ability to stand eerily still in the sky makes them even more convincing as flying saucers from another world. But it's not just their appearance that's intriguing. Lenticular clouds can also be quite the troublemakers when it comes to weather. They are known to generate strong, gusty winds over certain areas while leaving neighboring regions completely calm. While powered aircraft usually steer clear of the turbulence around these clouds, glider pilots ride the air currents they indicate to navigate the skies. For anyone living near mountains or hills, catching a glimpse of these peculiar cloud formations is a treat. And for those looking to experience a bit of earthly wonder that feels plucked from the pages of a science fiction novel, lenticular clouds are a breathtaking option. So, the next time you look up and think you see a UFO, it might just be Mother Nature pulling off one of her most spectacular visual tricks. Who knew that a bit of mountain air and some moisture could lead to such majestic creations? What will she come up with next? 9. Kumbergaz UFO. Capturing a blurry photo is one thing, but filming clear, unexplained objects in the night sky? Now, that's a whole other level of intrigue, especially if you're a night guard like Yalçın Yalman in the quaint coastal town of Kumbergaz, Turkey. Between 2007 and 2009, Yalman found himself at the center of a UFO enthusiast storm thanks to his handy Canon DMGR1 camcorder equipped with a telephoto lens. While keeping watch at the Yeni Kent tourist facility, Yalman recorded several videos that have since set the UFO community abuzz, particularly the footage from 2009. These videos showcase what appears to be a crescent-shaped object leisurely hovering over the Sea of Marmara during the wee hours, around May 13 to May 17, 2009. What's more, some of these clips seem to show illuminated windows, and, if you lean in close, maybe even figures peering out. Now, when these clips made their way to the experts at the Sirius UFO Space Science Research Center in Turkey, led by none other than Hakan Akdoğan, the intrigue only deepened. After a thorough analysis, the center confirmed that these were no ordinary sightings. They weren't caused by any natural phenomenon or anything man-made that we know of. The verdict? These objects were as genuine as they were mysterious. Definitely not your everyday aerial phenomena. Even the Scientific and Technological Research Council of Turkey, TÜBİTAK, took a crack at the footage and echoed a similar sentiment. Their investigations concluded that the videos weren't tampered with, and that the materials and structure of the observed objects were unlike anything currently known in modern technology. They stopped short of declaring the objects extraterrestrial, but they didn't deny it either. Of course, every mystery has its skeptics. Some naysayers proposed that these might be reflections from boats or yachts caught on the horizon. A heated debate in 2018 on the Metabunk forum even suggested that what Yalman captured could be out-of-focus light sources, possibly from nearby ships. One might wish it all ended here, but there's another discovery that feels almost too sci-fi to be real. However, rest assured, it has been thoroughly validated. Yes, I'm referring to the next discovery. 10. Mexico scientists release new video of mummified alien corpse X-rays. There's nothing quite like the buzz around possibly discovering alien life, especially when it lands right in the lap of Mexico's Congress. Two supposed non-human alien corpses, each presented as a single, unassembled skeleton, sparked quite the debate among scientists and UFO buffs alike. The year was 2005, and the display of these remains had everyone talking. These mysterious specimens weren't just whispered about in dark corners by conspiracy theorists. They were put on full display in glass cases, presented as being around 1,000 years old, and found in Cusco, Peru. The man behind the curtain? Jaime Maussan, a journalist and UFO researcher known for stirring the pot. He claimed these remains, unearthed from diatom mines, not from a sci-fi-worthy UFO crash, contained DNA sequences that were a whopping 1/3 unknown, and didn't match any known terrestrial evolution patterns. Maussan even brought X-ray images to the party, showing what looked like eggs inside one of the specimens. To add more spice to the mix, the remains were dated using radiocarbon methods at the Autonomous National University of Mexico, suggesting they were indeed ancient. But were they alien? Physicist Brian Cox, who wasn't buying any of it, he pointed out that the specimens looked too humanoid to be from another world. His skepticism wasn't alone. Many in the scientific community called foul, labeling the specimens as altered human bodies. After all, Maussan had been down this road before, famously claiming to have discovered an alien body in Nazca, Peru, in 2015, which later turned out to be the remains of a human child. But what about the Mexican doctors who examined these skeletons? They confirmed the skeletons were intact and not pieced together from different bones, a common trick in the hoaxer's handbook. Despite their assurance, the call for independent verification grew louder, with voices like Professor Cox suggesting DNA tests from biotech firms like 23andMe to clear the air. Amid all the scientific back and forth, Mexican politicians were left scratching their heads, pondering the implications if these specimens did turn out to be visitors from beyond the stars. The discussions and debates continued, leaving everyone eagerly awaiting the next step in this interstellar saga. What do you think about this incredible discovery? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video intriguing, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Hit the bell icon so you're always in the loop on the latest mysteries. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.